Hey everybody, welcome back to Kat's Kitchen. I'm so glad you guys are back here with us for another episode. Today we're going to be making a keto quiche. So I'm going to show you, there's our oven heating up. We're going to heat up our oven to 325 degrees for our crust to start out. And before we get into the recipe, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps our channel get out to new people. And also in the description box below, you'll see our website, catskitchenblog.com, where I house more of my recipes down there. So go check that out as well. So we're gonna start off with our keto and gluten-free crust. So let's get right into it. So for this crust, you're only gonna need a few things. I have 1.5 cups of almond flour here. We're gonna need 1/4 cup of melted butter, which I have in my little mug. You're gonna need a little bit of salt, and if you're making this for a sweet pie, like a dessert pie, you would do, I can leave the recipe for you in the description box, but I believe it's 1/4 cup of sweetener. That could be any sweetener of your choice. Obviously, if you're gonna do keto, just don't do any cane sugar. And then if you're not making it like a sweet dish, then we're gonna do savory, then you would use some garlic powder, just to kind of give it a little bit of flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead with some garlic powder here. A little bit of salt, gonna give it that flavor. And then I'm just gonna mix these very well together with our almond flour. I've been getting my almond flour at Sam's Club. I believe it's the Blue Diamond brand. They also have it at Azure Standard. Sometimes you can get it on there, you know, more pounds for, you know, a little bit better of a price. So check that out too. Okay, next I'm gonna add in our 1/4 cup of melted butter. I'm hoping this works out. I've never tried this before, so we're gonna recipe test with this one today. And then I'm just gonna mix it up with my rubber spatula. Okay, so it looks like it's pressing together nicely in the bowl. So I'm gonna grab our glass pie dish here. It was advised to use glass over metal because metal likes to really get the crust a little too dark. It said that you didn't have to spray it, but if you wanted to do it as a precaution, you could go ahead and spray the pan, and I did do that just because this is the first time I'm working with this, and I just want to make sure that it does not stick. So next I'm just going to turn out our dough mixture here into the pie dish. We're just going to evenly distribute it and press it around. They said to leave about 1 inch from the sides if it's a deeper, either 1 to 1/2 inch on the sides if it's a deeper dish, just because you don't want the sides to be really, really thin. So I'm just gonna start by dispersing it, and I'll probably use my hands here working on up the sides. And then I'm gonna take the end of my cup here and just kind of firm out the bottom and press it into the shape that it needs to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, so next, now that we've crimped the edges and patted everything down fairly evenly, the recipe says to take a fork. I'm just going to take a knife and just go around, make some vent holes in the bottom of your pie pan here. And then we're gonna bake this off. If you're gonna bake it, pre-bake it before your filling goes in there, which is what we're gonna do, you're only gonna bake it for maybe about 10 minutes. And if you need to bake it completely to do like the cold pie method, then you would bake it for 20 minutes. Alrighty guys, so now while our crust is baking, I just took it out, so in the meantime I was just prepping what we were going to do to fill up our crust for our quiche. So I have everything prepared here. I'm going to show you what we have. I'm starting out with 5 eggs in my bowl here. I just washed this out from previously. I'm going to go ahead and get these eggs heated up, and then I'm going to add in some of our milk. I just have a 2% milk. You can use half and half. You can use cream. You can use anything you like. And I may need to add a little bit more of this, so I'm just going to keep that out. I want this to become homogeneous. Okay, next I'm going to put in our vegetables. In here, I've already cleaned and cubed up. I have some bell pepper, I have some mushrooms, I have some cherry tomatoes, and I tried draining them the best I could. I took a paper towel to them as well because we don't want our eggs to be too watery. Now you can put anything you want in the quiche. It's kind of like a blank slate. You can add or retract anything you want to it. As far as your vegetables, your cheese type, your protein. I have some cooked sausage here. This is 1 pound. I'm probably only going to use about half of it, so half a pound going in. I like to do that. Becky over at Acre Homestead taught me how to do that. Just pre-cook bacon and sausage, put it in a bag, and then put it into your freezer so that it's ready for you. And then to this, I'm going to add in about 1/4 of an onion. All right, then we're going to get this seasoned up for us. Okay, so we're going to start off with some salt and pepper, onion and garlic powder, and some parsley. For the cheese I have today, I have some mozzarella, and I also have some Velveeta. Like I said, you can use any kind of cheese you want. Now to this, I'm going to add in a little bit more milk here, just because I can tell I need a little bit more liquid. I might need to use the rest of that. I'm also going to add in some of my cheese now. I'm going to do about 1 cup of mozzarella because I already have about 1 cup of Velveeta in our pie crust. So I'm going to mix this together. And then I'll show you our pie crust here. I already put our Velveeta cheese in there, but see, it came out really nice. And once you get this mixed all together, we're going to pour this over here. I'm going to add in a little bit more of that milk just to round that off. Perfect. We're going to let this bake at 350 for about 40 minutes, probably about 40 to 45 minutes. It just depends on when the center will be cooked. Okay, we're just going to pour this in here. And you'll also want to put a sheet pan underneath it in case it does boil over. Alrighty guys, so our quiche is fresh out of the oven. It's looking absolutely beautiful. Those top veggies on the top were just roasted up perfectly. It ended up taking about between 45 and 50 minutes. I didn't really time it, but just, you want to give it a little bit of a shake, and as long as it's not jiggling in the middle, then you know you're good to go. Good thing I put a sheet pan down because some of our cheese dripped out, so that saved us there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, friends.